Okay, guys. So apologies for the late start, first day commotion and stuff. This is me, Colin Manning. You can email me at colin.manning@cit.ie. Don't forget, when you're emailing a lecturer, it's not my CIT, it's just regular CIT. My office is C123C, probably the easiest one to remember going, and it's just across the way over there, kind of just across the hall from here. No. So in a second, I will talk about this module. First, I want to show you, I have a blog there, colinmcit.blogspot.ie. And in the past, I have used that for news and links to notes and things like that. So it's public, so you don't need to log in or anything. I expect I will use that again to some extent. It's just a question of whether I use it a little or a lot. So colinmcit.blogspot.com. It's just handy because it means I can put stuff up quickly, and I don't need to log into Blackboard and upload, and because it's public, everyone can see it, so I don't have to worry if you're registered, not registered, you can see it or not see it. All those kinds of things. Okay? In the past, I have been in the habit of recording classes and putting them online. I might or might not do that again. I'll record this today anyway and see how we'll go. This machine is getting a bit old, so that's asking a lot of it, but we'll see how we go. So, onto this module. So this is Interactive Web Development SOFT6008. And it's a module all about JavaScript. The learning outcomes here, fairly straightforward. Use HTML and CSS to create web pages suited to scripting. Identify and manipulate scriptable components in their web pages. Create animated and interactive web pages. I don't think we'll be doing much animation, but we might. But they'll certainly be interactive. And dynamically modify styles with scripting language. You'll notice there's no mention of JavaScript in the module itself. In keeping with most computing modules at CIT, we like to keep them language agnostic, just in case we decide the language du jour changes or whatever. Now, JavaScript isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And it's 100% continuous assessment, which, as you know, can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on the way you like to work. There are two components, a 40% one and a 60% one. For the past number of years now, the 40% one has been an in-class exam. That in-class exam has, on occasion, over the past few times, been a lab exam where you'd write some code, but most of the times we've run it, it has been an actual paper exam. And the main reason for that, I guess, really has just been the kind of the cogging to a large extent. This module is probably, I would say it probably has the record for being the most cogged module. More people have gotten into trouble in this module than in any other, I would say. Some people would say that's down to me, but it's probably not. It's just this module is, it's the kind of stuff it's very easy to find online. Now, if this is a programming module essentially, we're just programming in JavaScript. If you hate programming, or if you can't program, you're going to struggle in this module. So you need to sort that out. It's 1 lecture and 3 labs, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not heavy on theory. There isn't a whole lot in theory. I generally struggle to find 12 hours of stuff to talk about in this module. So it's mostly lab-based. Now, that doesn't mean you just sort of come in and tap away. Most days I'll have something in particular that I'll be wanting you to do. Typically what happens is I might, at the start of a class, say a 2-hour one, maybe go through something for 10 or 15 minutes, and then you get cracking on coding it. So there'll be sort of a progression of things that I will want you to do. My plan is that I'll give you lots of small little things to do, and they will ultimately then add up to the assignment. So typically I'll show you something simple and small, maybe give you that code, and then you'll be expected to extend it. Okay? For this module, it's important to do that. I have in the past had some people appear very busy, and you say to them, sort of, now, did you do that? Oh, well, I didn't do that yet. No, I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. And, at the end of the class, they haven't actually done anything. So you have to get stuck in. JavaScript is not pretty. Okay? When I am king, the guy who designed JavaScript will be first against the wall. As a programming language, it has a number of features that are undesirable. It horrifies me that people say to someone who wants to start to get into programming, oh, you can start learning JavaScript. From beginners, as a beginner's language, it's awful. And like I said, it has some undesirable features, particularly when you're learning. Maybe when you already know how to program very well, the shortcuts and simplifications it offers are useful. But in the very beginning, it's not great. So maybe you need to be stricter with yourself than JavaScript would be with you. So like, you can declare your variables or not in JavaScript, not a big deal. You should probably declare them and think about what each variable is doing, and have clear in your mind what each and every variable does. Similarly, JavaScript is a bit slutty with the types. Is it a string? Is it an integer? Sure. We'll see. Just because JavaScript isn't strict, though, doesn't mean you don't need to be strict. Otherwise, you get into trouble. So, 9 times out of 10, not committing yourself will be fine, and then that one time it'll stop your program working, and you'll be there for hours trying to figure out why. So you need to be strict with the types, even though JavaScript isn't. So I'm starting getting into JavaScript now in detail, and I just wanted to talk a bit about the module. Okay. Yeah, so. Also in the past, I have used and found useful Google+. So Google+ is pretty much like Facebook, only not Facebook. And because your MyCIT email is in fact a Google Apps account, if you were to log into your CIT email and then go to Google+, it would probably prompt you for your date of birth, and then it would recognize you. So it allows you to set up circles, they're called. They're like groups, and then when you publish something, you can share it with just that circle. So I think what I'd like to do now, rather than talk to you about JavaScript, is I would like you to get your Google+ sorted, and we'll try and make a Google+ circle, which we can use then to share links. And what I'm most interested in is using it to share recordings of the class. Okay, so we'll do that much and see how we go.